It's lovely to be with you, Sir Roderick Victor Llewelyn, better known as Roddy. And you obviously are best known, I think, as a garden designer, as a journalist. You had a column in the Sunday Mail for many years, and you came and scrutinised us when we were building our Chelsea gardens, I remember. And we thought, quick, Roddy's coming, get it all looking nice. But you say, Roddy, I'll let you get every word in edgeways in a minute. You say that when you design a garden, you like to approach it first from the house. And I must say, in this little porch conservatory, I love the way you've got these details of the pots above the window. Beautiful views through your clairvoyant in the hedge, a little dip to the hills above.
We're talking about those pots. When I used to be a hippie, Helen...
Used to be?
Yeah, I used to be a hippie.
Yes.
And Helen Mirren used to pop in quite a lot. Actually, she used to pop out. I shouldn't... Anyway, and she's very sweet. She's always been lovely.
Yes.
And she gave me those. You see those ones, the stripy ones, on
yes.
either end.
Yes.
And I got three more there. I broke one.
Oh.
But apparently they're 18th century.
Seriously, and you broke one. Oh, Roddy. I also love this plant hanging down. From there, it's amazing. Do you know that? Can you remember the name?
The awful thing is, the common name is pea plant.
Pea plant.
Because each leaf, in fact, is just the size and shape of a pea.
And is it easy from cuttings? If I took a little bit?
Yes, so I'd willingly give you one.
Oh, thank you. And the other point I love, this, you just want to stroke this job.
That's Sedum morganianum, yes.
It's lovely. And the pièce de résistance is this pelargonium, which has white flowers with the odd pink flash, and then the odd pink one.
Yes.
And you've got another version over there, which is...
Yes, this one shows it up best. Do you see? It's white flower with just a splash of red.
Yes, yeah. It's lovely, isn't it? Right, and it's unpredictable, so it's just a sport. It has a habit. It's an unstable sport of a pelargonium, and it has a habit of throwing up one pink flower or whatever. So it's serendipitous when you take cuttings from it, how it will turn out.
You'll never know.
Which is exciting. But back to your view from your garden, Roddy. So in here, there's this almost like a U house you built with little Gothic windows out.
Yes.
And then you put these, you've divided the garden up with the hornbeam hedge with the U columns. Nice tactic.
Yes.
Makes it look really big.
Yeah, well, I think it's worked. I mean, this is a bad time of year to photograph any garden because it's half...
I like this time of year, though, don't you?
Okay.
Yeah. Should we go and...
Not particularly, no.
I love it. I love it, Roddy, yeah. Can you show us your spectacles?
Oh, come on.
They're really funny. Roddy, I love, when we were looking for where your house was, because I haven't been to this one before, you said look for the building with the spectacles on the top.
That's it.
So you got those made?
I did.
And you started with the roof?
Yes.
And you measured it?
Yes.
And how did you get the scale right?
It was luck.
I see. And you just went to a local blacksmith?
Well, the son of a friend of mine.
Ah. And have you done other things like that on other people's?
No, but I've got my Gothic windows. I can train round them.
Yeah, very nice idea. There's a lovely sculptor that on one house they put on these beautiful sort of gibbon type monkeys all the way along the top of the
really, yes.
And they looked amazing.
Yes.
But it's funny, little funny twists like that.
Yeah.
Is that perhaps a quirk of the way you design? You like to add funny
A walk
touches?
through a garden should prove to be an exciting journey. That's one of the excitements.
Yes, yes. And what would be the next excitement? Would it be Gladys?
Gladys could be.
Yes.
Yes. And there's also, I've shown you Doggy, haven't I? No.
I think I've seen doggies sticking his bottom out of the garden.
That's it.
Yes. I've seen doggies before, though. So you framed the view of him upside down.
Yes, again, it looks marvellous in the summer.
And you've done this Gothic window everywhere.
Yes.
So, Roddy, this is designed so from that window you see the is it almost like a clairvoyant? You sort of cut the hedge to frame the view of the hill.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Really lovely.
Yeah.
And at the back end of the garden, you've got your cutting beds.
Well, it's just, the cutting garden, just a few roses and alstroemeria. You know, there's new wonderful alstroemerias. They're quite tall.
That go on
and on.
Yes. And they are literally from about March to December.
Literally.
Flower. Yeah. And you don't deadhead them, do you? Just pull off the flowers and they pull away.
Yeah.
And you don't cut them, you just pull them and they sort of come out in a very
Yeah.
satisfying way.
Yes.
And that is your favourite tree, small tree from your garden, is that right?
Yes, that is the Cercis canadensis forest pansy. Yeah.
No, it's got that purple heart-shaped leaf, isn't it? Very nice.
Yeah.
And then I haven't seen that furniture actually ever in situ before with them built so they tuck in underneath.
Yes, they were made in the 1920s. Those were my grandparents.
Really? So that is oak or teak?
Well, yes, because in the 20s they were decommissioning all these passenger liners.
Yes.
And all the decks,
Yes.
of course, and all the panelling
Yes.
was teak or Iroko or mahogany.
Right.
And so one company, or perhaps more than one, made that design of table and chair. And
So your grandfather, he was a heartthrob. He was the David Beckham.
no,
of
my
the day.
father
Oh, your father, sorry, your father
was the David Beckham of England.
Of England. And explain to the viewers who he was.
Well, because he captained the show jumping team that got us the only gold medal in the 1982 Olympics at Helsinki
On Foxhunter.
on Foxhunter.
And he won the Grand National as well.
And he came he came second as favourite in 1937. He actually ran twice in the national on his horse Ego.
So that is unusual for someone to win the national and to be a gold medalist in show jumping. Very unusual combination.
Yes, yes.
Grand National are light and wiry,
Yeah.
and show jumpers are bigger, aren't they, generally?
It
Different
helps.
skill set.
It helps if your father owns lots of coal mines, who can pay for the horses.
Well, you say that, Roddy, but I think you can have people with lots of money in the equestrian world, but they don't produce the winners. You know,
True.
That the final bit of genius is in the rider.
Yes.
Whatever
yes,
budget
I can't
is.
deny. Yes,
Definitely.
absolutely.
He had didn't he? And the
Yes.
communication with the horse and
Yes.
everything else.
Yes,
yeah.
yes,
Can
yes,
we have
yes.
a closer look at this set? Because they
Yes.
look amazing. So I bet they're
That's it. Just pull it out.
I bet they're just beautifully made.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it? And these must be, or would they be antiques? They're 100 years old.
They are 100 years old.
God, that's so beautifully done, isn't it?
But I keep it in the dry in the winter,
yes, I can see.
and occasionally oil them in the summer.
But they're not only do they fit in like that, but they just look so comfy. This
Yes.
the shape of chair,
They look so comfy,
and they
and they aren't.
Oh, are they? With my bottom, they're perfect.
Are they?
Yes.
Well, you've probably got. Whoop!
You've gone into the flower bed.
No,
Roddy.
you've got
Yeah.
a much neater bottom than I have.
I don't know about that. This is comfy. But I think we should go into production, Roddy, and produce some of these.
Okay.
They're so clever. Can you show me this lovely little hedge house, part hedge house here? Because I think it's so grand.
Where's that?
This behind you, this Gothic number.
Oh yes. I've got lots of Gothic windows.
Yes. And a mirror.
Yes, I mean, what I can do is I can look at you through the window. If you come this side, I can appear and then disappear, you see. What do you think?
We haven't got time for that, Roddy.
Okay.
Let's look at your veg garden. So you grow very big tulips here.
I grow very large tulips.
Where did you find that?
I had it made
From metalwork?
from the same person who did the specs
Oh, right.
and the Gothic windows.
Oh,
There's another
right.
Gothic window
Yeah.
there, you
Yeah.
see. That one's a bit wonky, so don't take that one.
That's you that cut that.
No,
Oh.
it was somebody else.
And your well. And I'm disappointed you don't water the garden from the well.
I do.
Oh, you do. Good boy.
I do.
Good boy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've got an electric motor, but there is 27 foot of water going down to the bottom.
And have you ever drunk it?
No.
So,
My neck's not long enough. So,
but we have all our water from the spring, and the local authority used to have to test it regularly to make sure you weren't killing yourself.
yeah.
It did have a wee bit of E. coli, but there's E. coli and E. coli in it.
I ought to go
there.
there. There is some sort of machine apparently that can pull up whatever's lying at the bottom, because over the years you see that
The sludge.
must be a few hundred years old.
Yes.
Um,
At least.
so there might be
Yeah.
some interesting,
Oh, I
things.
see. You might find treasure.
or the remains of previous owners.
Owners, yes, more likely. So how do you get to your veg garden?
Oh, come on.
Yes. That is clever, isn't it? I think that is
It's
very
fun.
clever. Yeah.
We are self-sufficient in
Spinach.
fresh herbs and vegetables for a good 6 months of the year.
I like the way you've laid them out. So you've made them about 1.2 wide, which I reckon is a good width, isn't it? You can reach into the middle.
To me, I think that the bed should be 4 foot wide.
Well, that is 1.2, just about.
Is it?
Yes.
You're a modern
I'm
person.
modern.
I'm not a
5
modern
years
person.
older younger than you, Roddy.
And
I'm
there's-
modern. Yes.
And that's 4 foot, and that's 1.5 meters wide,
yes.
just wide enough for a wheelbarrow.
Yeah. Yes. No, it's
And,
a good system, isn't it?
We'll be feeding off the everlasting spinach.
Perpetual spinach is
Uh,
the best,
perpetual
isn't it? Yeah.
Isn't it?
I think so. Goes on, doesn't bolt like the others. But so they're not actually raised beds, they're fixed beds. And there's a big difference, isn't there?
Well, I've got the wood's beginning to rot. I'm
Yeah.
going to put metal.
Sides to them, yeah. But you prefer them fixed rather than raised?
Yes.
Because this way they don't get so much drought.
They're easier to mulch. It's
Easy to
easier
mulch.
to keep up a really good soil structure.
Yeah. And you don't walk on them, you manage them from either side. Yeah.
And also, because they're exactly the same shape every year,
Yes.
it's so much easier to work out your plan of
Rotation.
rotation.
Yeah. So Charles Dowding would not have an edge to it. So he has his fixed beds, but he doesn't have an edge to it.
I don't know who he is, but
Charles Dowding's a no-dig guru.
What?
He really promoted no-dig.
Oh, I
And
see.
so he mulches them and he adds on his organic matter.
Yes.
But he doesn't actually have a rigid side to it. So
Okay.
it's fixed in where it is,
Yeah.
but he doesn't have an edge to it.
But I have to
Why?
dig it. I have to dig it.
Oh, you
Otherwise,
dig yours?
because I grow a lot of root vegetables as well.
You don't need to dig for roots, but we won't go into that. But
Okay.
you should see Charles Dowding because you really don't.
I
You
should.
have a better
No,
structure.
I know exactly who you mean.
Yeah.
And I'm a great fan of his.
Yeah.
Do you like my metal cloches?
Oh yes, is that pig wire? No. What have you made them from?
Look.
So what have you made them from? Is it
I
pig
didn't
wire?
have them made. I found them.
Ah, but they would be easy to make from pig wire.
Would
Almost. They wouldn't be as rigid as that, and they wouldn't.
And I do have Mr. and Mrs. Pigeon are over there. I
Right.
have rabbits over there. I have a lot of people coming in here, uninvited.
Oh, really? They are nice, aren't they? I wonder what metal that is.
I don't know.
Because that's quite good to keep them off. Yeah, rather than netting. But obviously butterflies and things, but you wouldn't can get in. Yeah, I do find the pest numbers seem to go up every year. Do you?
Well, you know what's so interesting? We got back from France
Yes.
the other day, and I noticed that the windscreen was covered
In
in dead insects.
In
But they
France?
never are in England,
No, but they are not so dense a population.
which is a worry. No?
Oh, it's a huge worry. A huge worry. Yeah, the insect population seems to be, not good at all. It's lovely, Roddy. Thank you very much.
Well, it's
indeed
quite
for showing me this.
sweet, and I come in here and I hide, and no one can ever find me.
Is it the paparazzi chasing you again?
Yeah. No. No. Nothing like that. No, it's just that there's something about being quiet and
Oh, it's lovely.
left alone. and-
Yes, left it. Absolutely, it's lovely. Anyway, thank you very much. It's been lovely to see it.